a while. And just to kind of follow up, because this topic is very similar to what we were talking about last time, and you kind of talked about the 50K around your age in your 20s, and I understand that, and that's exactly something I didn't get to expound on. But basically, for the guys, I go into a lot of these rooms or these YouTube channels that are like these havens for people who have come together after the Kevin Samuels have kind of given them these talking points, and so pretty much you have these havens of these men who are pretty much on this point of everything you've already talked about. I don't need to go into it. So basically, when I said that about the 20-year-olds, you should always be looking for more skills. If you get to a glass ceiling at a job, you should be looking for a different position. You should be looking for a different job. If you can't get to a different position, you should be looking for a way to get a different trade. You should be looking for skills online. There's many different ways to get your skills up. But my main thing was
you can't get anything up if you don't have the desire. That's the real problem, bro. That's the X factor. If you're okay serving and being subservient to and subordinate to other men, I can't help you if you're okay with that. Now I can help you if you're not, but if you like, I'm their little sidekick. They kind of smack me up, and you're all right with that. What am I supposed to do with you?
Exactly. And that's kind of what I tell them all the time. Like, you have to want to grow past where you're at. A lot of guys, I know people who were working at call centers and are still at those same call centers when I was in my young 20s. Here I am, 39, and they're still at that same call center. Here I am, and I'm not even in the same city I was. I'm from Dallas. I'm Chef Bay, actually, in the chat. I just can't change my name whenever I get on here. But, so I tell them all the time, I don't know where your balls are at. I don't know where your manhood has went, your whole motivation, and you're sitting here acting like you should be head of household. That's why I say they want to be head of household. They want submission at 50K, but you don't even have the balls to get off your ass after you worked 40 hours to even go past to get even further in your life. And you can't save up enough money at 50K to be able to retire you and the wife that you have. So you're just going to leave her with a lot of misery if you pass either before or even when you do. You know what I'm saying? And even if she does make 50K with you, we already seen if you throw a family in there, it's going to be hard for you to take care of you both all the way for the next 60 or for the next 30, 40 years. And so there's no woman that's going to get with you. They see that you're at the bare minimum of what they can get. And so you got the passport bros going overseas because they feel like their money can triple, but they're not even thinking we're not stupid. We know about all these travel costs. We know about all the things that you're going to have to do. So now a lot of them are talking about going over there and either living or just getting a wife over there and paying for them over there, but never bringing them to the States. So you're only going to have sex like what, 5 times a year? That doesn't even seem practical for me.
Even if you live there, here's the issue. The issue is the same thing I've always said. These dudes ain't upgrading anybody. It's not like they're bringing those women better benefits than the females over here we're going to get. You're taking them to a little dive diner. It's not like she's planting her inflated butt cheeks in a BMW 7 Series. I had one old senile liar the other week talking about he got a Rolls Royce in Thailand or something like that. Dude, please. That's the environment that you're dealing with. So it's not like these guys are upgrading anybody, changing anything, improving anything, enhancing anything. They're just hanging out until they get done hanging out. To which I'm saying, well, you could have done that here. What are you doing? You're running over there. So the only explanation I can understand from that is, well, you know what? I'm allowed to do something over here that's illegal back in the States, and the females over here will be okay with it. But they're not competitive males. It's not like this is an enclave of competitive men who are just really making it happen. That's not what's going on. And they're not building better men either. When Chinese immigrants come over here, they go to places like Arcadia out there in California, Canal Street in New York. I can go down the list. Y'all know I can. They go there and they start building up. And it's millions and millions of dollars. If these guys wanted me to take them seriously, you'd see that in reverse. They'd have an enclave down there in Brazil. They'd have an enclave in Thailand. After all these decades, they'd have that. All you got is some dusty, raggedy dudes who are delivering the same thing over there they were over here. It's not like they're getting upgraded. I want to be around the fellows who want to upgrade. I want to be around the fellows who want to be able to reward their friends and penalize their enemies. I want to be around the fellows here who want to look to make the landscape better than it's been. But more importantly, I want to be around the fellows who want a better tomorrow than they got today. And when you get to tomorrow, when tomorrow becomes today, then the next tomorrow got to be better. That's what you want to be around. I don't want to be around folk who are comfortable being where they are.
I'm with you on that, boss. All I can say is the same thing, man. I want to be around leaders, and that's why I try to push men to be leaders. I don't mind going into these like YouTube channels and getting beat up on by these weak ass males who were probably AV nerds that have access to videos, and now they could be the main ones on YouTube. But now I think I really love how a lot of truth tellers, a lot of people are trying to come out and call these people out. Just like you just said, people are not building businesses down there. You called the guy out a while back. He was like, oh yeah, me and the passport bros, me and I think it was David, we talk about business, and people just throw shit out there just to be throwing it out there. But when you dig into the details, them niggas ain't doing shit. So
we talk about business. That's when I had them call up, that's all it ever was. Well, we have little round tables. It's not a round table we can find online. You're not building anything. It's nothing of consequence. Because if it were, the government over there would probably be running y'all out of there by now. So if they were actually doing something, we'd see the dollar goes a lot further in Brazil than it does in America. Well, I should be seeing about $1 million worth of investment then. Well, take a look at the kind of house you can buy in Thailand and the Philippines. Where would I make here? It'd be with like $1 million here. Okay, then I'll be damned. Then I should see a whole bunch of investment going on if your dollar is that much stronger over there. If you really doing something, you're doing the same thing over there you were over here. But to get off of them, because they're the worst case example, but they're not the only one. We are entering an era right now, and here's where it really comes down to. This is systemic. When you have an uncompetitive male population, then when they are oppressed, which we are by the system, you walk into a courtroom somewhere. Why you think these fellows are scared to death of alimony, scared to death of child support, scared to death of property? They're scared to death of that. Well, yeah, because this is the result of the previous 6 decades of uncompetitive males who, after World War II, everybody was fat, lazy, and happy. It's peacetime. Everybody can just sit back and live off the economy. Okay, but you made the kids soft. And you made the grandkids even more soft. So nobody's been minding the store except some radical feminists. Now, they've been on the damn war march for the last 6 decades. The males have just been saying, hey, let me get my little old job at General Motors or General Electric and call it a day. But the disaffected females have been on the war path. And they have now rigged the system at every damn level. Literally. So that's what happens when you're overrun with uncompetitive men. That's what happens. Uncompetitive men are not going to get nothing done. And they're going to leave the rest of us defenseless because they're just going to sit there until they get bopped over the head. Well, what if we don't want to get bopped over the head? Then what? I'll let you have the last word.
Man, you said it all. I'll just throw in there, like you said, you have all these men who got these jobs over the years, working at these plants, getting these skills and these.
There's a call here tonight. We appreciate that. And definitely, like I say, fellas, there's no excuse for that. And
these men who got these jobs over the years, working at these plants, getting these skills and these.
There's a call here tonight. We appreciate that. And definitely, like I say, fellas, there's no excuse for that. In the chat room, D-Mac, if D-Mac is not calling up, D-Mac needs to be blocked at.